I've got some advice for you. Big Jim has got some good advice for you. Do not ever have a bad back. It's bad enough when your front looks like this, but if you've got a bad back as well, you ain't got no hope. And I've had a rough few days, but I'm back. I'm back to see you and to talk about the thing that we love, WWE SuperCard. And can you believe we've hit the big 5-0? That was a bit freaky. Let's see if that works again. We've hit the big 5-0.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
And to celebrate, we've got some fun things to do. I'm really excited, really excited. Anyone who says that they're bored with WWE SuperCard, you don't mean it really. You don't mean it really, do you? Now, the reason why I'm so excited isn't just because the PCC's finished, and I don't like the PCC. It's too hard. And when real life keeps interrupting and stopping you from doing that grind, and you can't get the cards you want, it gets quite frustrating. So I had a target in PCC, which was ended up being a very soft target, and reached that target. So I'll collect those cards shortly. And then also, there's a King of the Ring to finish. It's a WrestleMania King of the Ring. And I won! Big Jim won it! It's my first WrestleMania King of the Ring victory. It's only the second one I've entered in truth, but really chuffed to get the win. So we've got that card to pick up, and a Survivor card as well, I think. So I'll have a look at the deck, because a few of you have asked me on Twitter what's the deck that we're running in King of the Ring. So we'll look at that too. But firstly, back to the PCC. Now, congratulations, firstly, to all of you who managed to last that marathon. I mean, there's phenomenal figures, a massive amount of points to get that Pro Diva ability of Paige, or Nikki if you were trying for Nikki, but you know, Paige is the card that everyone wanted. Paige won quite comfortably, and I would dearly have loved to have had Paige, but I can't afford all those credits. I can't afford the time. The PCC is just out. It's way out of my reach. So I fully understand that, and I accept that. So I'm thinking more Fusion Chamber. The Fusion Chamber. For some reason on WrestleMania tier, one of the things I find hard, well, one of the tiers I find hard to get cards for is the Epic tier. I don't know why. I just don't seem to pick up many Epic cards. I'm fine with Legendaries, I'm fine with the Ultra Rares, etc. Just the Epic tier. So I was gunning, you're hardly gunning for it. I aimed for a couple of Epic cards and an Ultra Rare as well, because that's always useful too. So that's what I went for, and let's have a quick look where I ended up with 8,321 was the rank. I think 7,050 was the next level up. So I just made sure that I didn't go into 7,050, I stayed just below it. And so the rewards, this is purely Fusion Chamber food. Fusion Chamber, Long John Silver and the Pirates in the Fusion Chamber, they're just waiting for these cards to arrive. And here we go, with a couple of Epic Canes. I think I had him as a pro when I was in Epic level, but I'm sure on one of the old videos we'll find out he was there. So two of him, and a bit of Xavier Woods. So we'll tuck those away, thank you very much. Now, King of the Ring, just before I come on to the results, just have a quick look at WrestleMania, because it's a WrestleMania card that obviously is the juicy thing that we're going to pluck from this victory. I've got a few singles here, mostly from Road to Glory pursuits. So there's a lot of singles there. Johnny Cena, Ricky Flair, Baddie News Barrett, or King Barrett, whatever he wants to call himself these days. It's bad news. It's King Barrett. Sort it out, son. Seth Rollins, Chris Jericho, on this day, Edge, and I'm just working on Bray Wyatt. I've only just started feeding him up. So, as most of you know, the WrestleMania cards that I've pulled from the deck, that was number 1, and that was number 2. So it's about time, definitely due a pull in terms of a card just from the decks. But certainly the card that I get now from this reward, it'd just make it all the more sweeter if it was one of these guys. I wouldn't mind a Diva either, I guess. I wouldn't mind a Diva either. Not Eva, either. But let's see how we get on. Now, King of the Ring, game recap. Let's have a look. Game 1 finished 3-0. I was quite surprised here, because I've got a feeling DRS boosts may have fallen asleep because it was quite late in the evening when this came around. And I've been going on about this Classy Freddy Blassie, Classy Freddy Blassie. He's the card that I desperately wanted to boost the support cards, and got him in that last Survivor Fusion. And he's really, really, really earned his keep in this King of the Ring. So, if you can see, our teams were fairly similar. Definitely would have had me beaten on the Diva front there with WrestleMania Pro. But, as I say, he's just slightly underpowered there, isn't he? And if you go into the second game of the final, he hadn't powered up either. So, that definitely gives you the impression he'd gone to the land of Zeds. He'd nodded off and missed out, because quite honestly, I think he still could have beaten me. The luck had been with him. But it wasn't. The luck was with me, Big Jim. Big Jim rides victorious into the arena and bathes in that golden, glorious goodness. And as we can see, well done to everyone else. Yeltsin, thanks for your tweet when you realised that we were in the same King of the Ring. And sorry for wiping the floor with you. Not really. And again, you were a bit unlucky with some of those bouts. Some of them just fell kindly for me and to the strengths of my guys in the BadLadDad crew. But I'm waffling now. Let's get on to the big stuff. Claim reward. And the rewards will be 1 WrestleMania and 1 Survivor. Now, Survivor, I don't want a Survivor Diva. I've got The Rock, I've got Stinger, Surfer Dude. So I'd like one of those guys that I could pro up, because that can muscle into my Road to Glory deck. But of course, it's the WrestleMania that we're all interested in. And this is what we get. What we get is raiding on a network John Cena. Is that a different John Cena to the one I've got? I'm not sure about that. We're going to take a look in a minute. I've got a feeling that's a different one to the one I've got. I don't know, maybe I'm being paranoid. I don't want to get too excited. And Brie Bella. Okay. Another Diva. Just like I said I didn't want. Thanks. Thanks very much. But I'm not going to let that put me down. Right. WrestleManias. That is right, isn't it? Oh, yes. A bit happier about that now. I was just a bit uncertain there. For some reason, I suppose I'd got the special RTG John Cena prize in mind. But that is a proable John Cena. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see John Cena in all my life. Well, that's good news. That is very good news. And that's something to get excited about. I'll calm down now. Sorry about that. There's a rare display of emotion from Big Jim, who got a bit overexcited at getting a proable WrestleMania card. His first proable WrestleMania card. So, very happy with that. And let's go into a little bout of exhibition matches while I talk nonsense for a while. Of course, the big question now is what are we going to have for Road to Glory this week? And I've got an idea. I've got a theory what I'd like on Road to Glory. I don't see why we always have to tie it down to whatever's coming up in the weekend's bouts and the weekend's matches or the big pay-per-view. It doesn't have to always be tied to that. And what I would quite fancy, and let me know if you agree or you've got a better idea, what I quite fancy would be if they took all those throwback cards that they've made and they're made hellishly expensive. How about having an RTG that's just the throwback cards? Now, I know they don't have like common. I think they kick in around, is it ultra rare levels when they start? So okay, just use some of the older guys who've retired as the commons and the uncommons. And then when you get up to the ultra rare onwards, make it the throwback cards, with the top prize being one of the WrestleMania proable WrestleMania cards. I think British Bulldog is one. Yeah, I'd love a British Bulldog. So, how about that? A throwback RTG. That would freshen things up a bit, wouldn't it? That'd make things a bit more exciting. Or perhaps not. Perhaps you don't agree. I don't know. In which case you'd be wrong. But that would be the main idea. Other than that, I sincerely hope for all the guys who have whittled away over these past 4 days of the PCC weekend, I sincerely hope they don't launch another Diva. I can't possibly imagine that they would launch another Diva, and if they did, wouldn't understand who they could put ahead of Nikki and Paige, and Naomi perhaps, I don't know, but certainly when it comes to this week's RTG, I don't expect it to be a Diva. To be honest, I'm not quite sure who it could be. probably by the time you watch this video, it should have been announced. That's Mark Henry. I did have Mark Henry as a WrestleMania, and I fed him into one of my other cards because he's one of the worst cards going. I maxed him out first. I think he went into Kevin Owens. Fight, Owen, fight. That was a fight worth having. So, the big question above and beyond this week's RTG, of course, is the WrestleMania Fusion Chamber. When is that WrestleMania Fusion going to land? That is why I've been so keen to try and get some epics and legendaries and even Survivor Fusions tucked under my belt, getting ready for this WrestleMania Fusion. Because there's some thought it was going to be the back end of June. Well, we're in the back end of June. Where is it? Cat Daddy, where is it? What's happening? Tell us about the WrestleMania Fusion Chamber. We need to know. We need to plan for these things. Don't just land it on us. Give us a chance to prepare. Right, what am I doing? So I'm talking a lot and I'm not paying attention. Well, it's got to be Mr. Neville, Wayman, and Bret Hart. So, just to catch up to speed with what's been happening with me the last couple of days, apologise we've not had we've not had so many videos up in the last couple of days, but I've been back in hospital having more tests on my back, and it looks like I may need to have another operation. I've got a further appointment tomorrow morning, and hopefully should know more after that. It does mean that I'm pretty much housebound. I can get about a bit. I mean, I can walk. I'm not completely disabled or anything. But I can't kick a football, which is driving Ninja Boy nuts. It's driving me nuts as well, actually, because despite my size, I'm a fairly active person. In fact, probably half the reason for my size is I was a very active sportsman, particularly when I was younger. So it's killing me a bit being shut up indoors quite a lot. But that's why BadLadDad was born. That's why in January, myself and Ninja Boy, sitting around playing all these games, we thought, well, we enjoy a bit of banter, a bit of a laugh. We might as well see if anyone else wants to join in. Now, originally, we just anticipated it was going to be Ninja Boy's grandma, a couple of cousins, and that was it. Just want to see what I was getting up to while I was at home, because obviously it's difficult to get out and about and see people. But no, a few of you have joined in the party, and the more the merrier. You're more than welcome, and we're very pleased to see you. And I believe this morning we passed 1,900 subscribers, which is just phenomenal in 6 months. The support you guys have given us has been quite, I'm choking up here. It's been quite, it's been an amazing thing to see, and we're so grateful for every single one of you and all your comments and all the suggestions you make and the tweets you send and the comments you leave on our YouTube page. And also when you've been shouting us out to other people as well, that means an awful lot to us. And this YouTube channel means a lot to us because it's a father-son thing. It's something that we've enjoyed doing together, and that hopefully it's when I get a bit older, if it's still going, Ninja Boy can just take it over and do his own thing. Maybe I'll just be making weird comments in the background because I'll be old and decrepit. I'm pretty old and decrepit now, as you probably noticed. So thank you for all of that, and we'll see where we go. As I say, this is episode 50 as well, and to think we've hit 50 episodes, I don't think I honestly believe we'd do more than 4 or 5. So I'll just carry on playing the game for a bit, shall I, instead of waffling. I didn't think we'd hit more than 4 or 5 videos, and then Ninja Boy would get fed up with it, and I'll probably be back at work. The downside is, it doesn't look like I'm going back to work at all right now, so I could be looking for work the way things are going. But in the meantime, we can have some fun, some YouTubery fun, and as I say, hopefully we can keep it going longer term. And there's actually, over and above, we do obviously WWE SuperCard is our main event, and there's WWE Immortals, which I love playing, and we've got a split screen version coming up. Hopefully, today's Tuesday, so we do tend to record on the days that the videos go out. So this is Tuesday, and for Wednesday, hoping to have a split screen edition of WWE Immortals. Myself and Ninja Boy going for the Lunatic Fringe freebie, the Dean Ambrose legendary character that's up right now. So we'll be doing a bit of that, and we're going to film that today, so that should be ready for tomorrow. And then on Thursday, this is important for all of those who keep tweeting me about it, because it's out of our hands to a degree, the throwback pack opening. If you remember last week, I opened a throwback pack. Try saying that quickly when you've been on the herbal teas all morning. Ah, that's good. The throwback pack opening that I did last week, I said at the time, I did the video on my own, I said it's only fair that I let, oh, didn't play Classy Verdi Blassie. I wasn't paying attention, but thankfully, Nikki's just a single. She's a single girl. And we're taking her out. I said it was only fair if I let Ninja Boy do a throwback pack opening as well. Because anytime, if I actually get some credits for title matches, which is normally the one thing I'll spend some little bit of cash on, a little bit of cash money on, then I'll do the same for Ninja Boy. So it's only fair that he gets the chance to open a throwback pack too. In fact, 2 throwback packs, because I opened a couple. So that'll be coming up on Thursday. So you're stuck with me for today, Tuesday. We've got the split screen WWE Immortals on Wednesday, and then there'll be some SuperCard on Thursday with Ninja Boy doing his throwback pack opening. And at some stage as well, let me just tag team. What am I tag? Toughness and charisma. At some stage as well, I've been tinkering around with a few other games. I've already mentioned Game of War, which is just doing my head in, because you just spend all your time building things up so people can come and hit you in the 1 hour you forgot to put a peace shield up. And it doesn't matter how big an alliance you're in, you can still get clobbered. And it's just at you all the time to spend money on buying things. So I've pretty much had enough of that. But I started playing a Jurassic World, building my crew of dinosaurs. And just a few days ago I started playing that, and I've quite enjoyed it. So I'm going to start from scratch again and do some videos for that. I'll do a couple of videos just on how to get set up and how to play the game. And there's a battle mode as well, where your saws can either battle up to move up a level, so that's against the machine, or you battle against other people's teams, which is pretty similar to what you do here. Oh, Mr. Fuji! Hello, Mr. Fuji! Mr. Reset. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just not quite sure when I'm going to edit it and when I'm going to put it up. So you've got guaranteed videos today, tomorrow, Thursday, perhaps a bit of dinosaur action as well. Not this dinosaur, proper dinosaurs, the real King. So tag team spirit. Let's put the sacrificial lambs in. I'm just kind of doing this now because I need to get some cars to feed up Johnny Cena. Johnny Cena. There he is. Right on cue. How did he do that? That's amazing. He's waving at me from the other side. So, yeah, I need a few cards now to feed up my WrestleMania friend. And also, that's going to come in very handy in the Road to Glory. There's Ricky Flair too. What singles knocking around? Got a singles club going on. So, what we haven't heard from you guys is how you did in the PCC yourselves. We've seen a lot of the familiar names cropping up, who've had their usual successes, albeit everyone saying how much tougher it was this time around, because I think so many people were going for it. That the lure of the WrestleMania Pro Diva. I actually think now that in terms of the WrestleMania Fusion Chamber, and certainly this week's RTG, they shouldn't do the Fusion Chamber for a good couple of weeks. Let the people who've earned those Pro Divas, give them a good couple of weeks run in the sun, just to enjoy them. Because it's tough enough going for these competitions, and they're pretty dispiriting at times when you're not getting up the levels you want to. And if you're finishing 201st, 210th or something, you know, the top 200 are the ones who've got the probable versions of the Divas, it's pretty soul destroying. So, you know, at least make it worth everyone's while that those Divas are going to be the solid Divas for the foreseeable future. Give it a few weeks yet. Having said that, we're probably going to log in this evening and find WrestleMania Fusion! It's here to stay! So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Right, tag team, I'm going to do the same as I did before. Send the sacrificial lambs in. Go on, boys. It is a far, far better thing you do now. There they go. Happy, smiling before they get wiped out. Spatting on the floor. Pa-boom. Right, and now, hopefully, we should be able to come back with a bit of power and speed. And a bit of de-rishness. Ooh. And there we go, talking on WrestleMania Pro Divas. It's been whooped. I've mentioned before, it's just these last few weeks, I don't know if you found the same thing, there's just so many more WrestleMania Pro Divas knocking about. Whether they held some cards back and they've just released them, I don't know. Can Cat Daddy do that? Do they hold certain cards back? Make some rarer than others? Do they just release everything at the same time and it is purely down to luck? Don't know, not sure. These questions need to be asked and need to be answered. Waiting on a network. Network error. Power. Power, it's gotta be Mr. Owens. The most powerful KO merchant in the WWE NXT. Wherever he's going to be this week. Right, I'm not going to waffle on for too much longer because we've had about 20 minutes here. And really, these episodes in between tournaments are more just about keeping up to speed with what we're doing, where we're going, how we're feeling, what we've won, what we haven't won, and getting you guys to give us some communication back, because we do love to hear from you. And I do my best to reply to every single one of your tweets and every single one of your comments on YouTube. I would just repeat that if you leave a comment, if you look at one of our videos and you're on your Google Plus account and you leave a comment, a lot of people's Google Plus accounts are set on private levels. So if you leave a comment on our video, there's no way we can reply to you. There's no reply button like you get on standard YouTube messages. So just bear that in mind. If you could please bear that in mind, because there's still quite a few of you who send us some lovely messages or are asking questions, and I would dearly love to reply, but I can't, because your page is blocked to people who aren't in your circles of friends. So I can't do it. It won't let me in. No access. Access denied. So just bear that in mind. But in the meantime, let's just see if we can finish with a win here. Pull a WrestleMania card from the deck, and that's us done for the day. Tag team, power, speed. Who's going to be stronger there? 2 4s, 2 7s. What's that? 4 5 6. Bit of mental arithmetic. Certainly mental. Not very good at the arithmetic. Oh, that's a lie. I got an A-level in maths because I'm a bit of a maths brainiac, just from adding up football scores, basically. Working out football leagues. But we said that being obsessed with sport and football was always a good thing, and it's always stood me in good stead for my entire life. I can't say any more than that. I'm going to do one more match, aren't I? I just can't help myself. I love it so much. I'm playing Colruyths. Colruyths? Called are us. What are you called? Called are us. Yeah, but what are you called? Called are us. Okay. Right. Fight Owens, fight. With all your might. Solo match toughness has to be Mr. N. Now this will be our final picks of the day. After a 3-0 whitewash. Oh, I know what I want. I want to start another King of the Ring as well. I didn't show the deck for King of the Ring. I have to do a rewind. That was a terrible rewind. Do a rewind and show you people who've asked. I didn't show you the deck, did I? I shall do that now. Oh, Paul Bearer. Okay, that's pretty uninspiring. Right, let's go back to King of the Ring. King of the Ring. And here's my deck. And basically, I've got it lined up with my best cards in action. They're ready to take on all comers as soon as I press play. And then the other guys, as you can see, it's basically Survivor Pros. So Johnny Cena of WrestleMania Pro will be able to be... Well, I could feed him in now, actually, couldn't I? No, I can't, because I can't pry him while he's in there. Right, okay. Forget that, scrub that. Right, so I'm going to press begin. Yes, I'm ready to begin. And there we go. Waiting on more players, which makes a change from waiting on a network. Thank you so much, guys, for all your comments and all the well wishes I've had as well with all my hospital visits. So I probably don't need to keep you filled in with all the details that are going on, but it's appreciated all the same. Now remember, we're going to be back doing WWE Immortal split screen tomorrow, and then more WWE SuperCard on Thursday. Until then, be good.